Dr. Mike.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I just arrived, I would say around 11 p.m. last night, after traveling for more than 30 hours. And before that, I came from home less than 24 hours, where I've been traveling for 1.5 months too. So I've been traveling around the world. This month itself, I've been around US 2 times. That means around the world. Every month I go around the world. I've been treating a lot of Alzheimer and Parkinson patients and autistic children in USA. I'm 63 years old. My hair is all black, it's all real. I've done nothing to my hair, okay? And I feel good at, okay, now. I've been in this field in the early 20s together with my wife of 44 years. I'm trained by the Soviets, that means the Russian and the Ukrainian in the 80s. In the 80s, the Soviet government set up the Institute of Biological Medicine, and that's where they have been using human fetuses. They do human stem cells. That means the allogenic and the autologous in the old days with umbilical cord blood too, but again with human organs. But in Europe, they are not allowed. And at the same time, I was also spending all my time in Germany and Switzerland. I spent 30 over years of my life in Germany and Switzerland. One of my mentors was Frank Smith, who is the partner of Paul Nihans, the father of cell therapy. And the other mentor, who is also a partner of Paul Nihans, was Albert Landsberger, the professor in Heidelberg University for 40 over years. This way I spent a lot of time with Heidelberg University. I'm still doing a lot with Heidelberg University of Germany. I've been there since the 15th century, one of the oldest university in terms of cell therapy and immunology. I'm very much engaged with the Chinese military hospital. I've 6 stamps on my face in China, where I contribute very much and appear in the front cover of the Chinese Foreign Trade magazine owned by the Chinese government for my contribution in biotechnology. I better stop for a while for the translator to translate, please. You have to translate in Spanish. Is someone translating in Spanish? Okay, please. Is it done? Okay. Now, how many of you understand English? Put up your hand. Not so bad. Not so bad. How many of you don't understand English? Only Spanish? Only one hand. Are you sure? Cannot be. Then I don't have to speak in Spanish. I will speak all in English. How many of you don't understand English here? I just want to save some good times for you all. How many? You don't understand English? No? Or you understand but you can't speak? Right? Because I was in Sevilla, I was in Spain a week ago, So all the Spanish doctors can understand English, but they don't speak English, that's all. But they can understand. So I was giving my presentation in English, but there was some subtitle word in Spanish, and they understand. Okay, now I'm just telling you my own experience being in this field for 41 years. I specialize only in stem cells, peptides. We are also the first people to introduce stem cells probably to the Middle East, to Australia, to New Zealand, to Japan, to Korea, to China, to Hong Kong, or Southeast Asia. We are talking about the 80s where no one really much understand what is stem cells. It was at a very early stage. So when I first went to Japan and Korea, they have not really started much stem cells anyway. I went to China, they didn't do much research. Stem cells actually, I always say, started in a very big way by the Soviets. And the Germans were using the sheep, and together with the Swiss. And they also use the cow, but I don't use cow, it's because cows has BSE, a prion, so I do not believe in that. So I only use specific pathogen-free, that means animals which are approved by US FDA without pathogens, no virus and bacteria, of sheep and rabbits. So I specialize in human stem cells, I specialize in animal stem cells, I specialize in plant stem cells. And every day we are doing the stem cells all over the world. We have a database of 80,000 doctors around the world, 80,000. across 80 countries. Our products are all made in Switzerland. All the supplements, all the aesthetic, all the skincare are all made in Switzerland. But most of the therapeutics, that means the injectables, they are all made in Germany. Predominantly in Germany. We have labs in UK, we have labs in Turkey, we have lab in Greece, we have lab in Switzerland, we even have a research lab in Malaysia. Because I was a Malaysian, so the Malaysian government pulled me back after the COVID and gave us a wonderful setup as a training school in Malaysia for an institute for biological medicine. A lot of doctors, including some American doctors, has been there for training. There'll be one on November 6th and 7th. If you're keen, you can come for the training. The training is free. We do not believe in education for doctors where you have to charge money. I don't believe in that. Education should be free because we need you to continue to train the rest. So we do workshop, hands-on, and we also do the theoretical. So the other good part about us is we own 46 hospitals and clinics around the world. 46. It's not one or two. We own a hospital in Germany called Villa Medica. It's been there for 100 years. I bought over the hospital and it has been running in the field of regenerative medicines for many years. I was the ex-owner of Paracelsus Clinic Luschmüller, which is used to be one of the biggest wellness centers for regenerative medicine in the world. It's in St. Gallen in in Switzerland. I sold it to the Chinese government in 2014. And at the same time, we still have in Lugano, we have in Santorini, we have in Athens, we have it all over Asia, but we have nothing in South America. South America has embraced cell therapy in a very early stage. In 2007, I was down in Colombia. I did give a training to 70 doctors in Colombia at that time. That was 2007, it was quite early. I was brought to Mexico. I've been to Tijuana many times. And I was also one of the mentors of Wolfram Kunal, who was in Tijuana. I learned from every master. I just want to stress the point, we all have to learn and share the information. All of us have to learn from each other. No one is a master. So we learn and we share the information, and this is of how I learned from everyone. The good part I would like to tell you is I'm also a chairman of Regenerative Medicine of Japan. There are hundreds and thousands of doctors, Japanese doctors in Japan. They belong to an association called Regenerative Association. And they can import all the products without problems with the authorities. All these products we see here are all approved in Japan. Approved. Everything is approved in Japan. Japan is getting very, very liberal. So I hope Ecuador will move towards in South America to be more liberal. Okay, we can treat them also under compassionate ground. As far as I'm concerned, everything is treatable. Everything. I would say even the untreatable is treatable. Because all the organs, all the 78 organs in your body, as long as they are dying, they are not dead yet, they have living tissues, you can regenerate the tissue. This is what we call regenerative medicine. As long as they are dying cells, and tissues in any organ you can regenerate. Now let's talk about the organs. You are born with 78 different types of organs in your body. Brain, heart, liver, kidney. But the brain itself was one of the most important organs for quality life. Has 67 different types of brain cells and transcription factors. So it wasn't just one part of the brain, there are 52 lobes in the brain. You want to talk about treating Alzheimer or Parkinson patient or autistic children, you have to look into which part of the brain there is a damage, including a stroke patient. From the MRI, we will know you give that part of the brain, you give the stem cells, it works better. So which one will work better? The stem cells or the exosomes or the peptides? The stem cells will be the best. The stem cells is the king or queen of all the cells. You are born with 37.2 trillions of life cells. There will be one stem cells over 10,000 life cells when you're born. But you age the moment you are born as a baby. You thought you're growing up fast. Actually, you're aging fast too. By the age of 18, you only have 45% left of your stem cells in your body. You will not be sitting around here if you don't have stem cells in any of your organ. Every organ without stem cells, they can't regenerate. So the stem cells must do the regeneration of the organs, okay? But by the age of 30, you only have 25% left. And I said you will die if you don't have stem cells in the body. By the age of 60, some of us here are 60, like me, I'm 63. I only probably may be having 5% left of my stem cells. So what about my mother who is 93? How many stem cells she will have? Not much. And you will die because you cannot regenerate the organs. So it is important that you have to do a stimulation of your current stem cells in your body, and also to do a regeneration, and also to do a replacement? The answer is yes. You must do a replacement, because when you age, you don't age like this. You age like this, sharpening down. The word is actually down. When you move from 65 to 66 years old, you celebrate 1 year of birthday, but it may not be 1 year, it could be 3 years. You age very, very fast. So the right way is still we have to do some replacement of the right type of stem cells. We must also do the stimulation of the current cells and stem cells in your body. We must also do the repair. This is the way to move. So far, I hope the translator can get what I'm doing, because I'm moving very fast. Okay, everything okay? Good, good, good. Okay. So let's move to what we have here. All the PowerPoint can be given to you. My job is to provide education. I'm a very staunch Buddhist who turned into a Roman Catholic. So my wife was a Roman Catholic, so I believe in giving good karma. The more I share to you, I feel better. So I like to share you all my information I learned from all my doctors. I told you we own 46 hospitals. That means we have a few hundred specialists. We have all kinds of specialists in the hospital, just like any other hospital. So we learn from everyone. It's only that the doctors we have, the MDs, they are all MDs, they are also open to the field of biological regenerative medicine. And I call this integrative biological regenerative medicine. The future is more on regenerative. So that is important, that you must regenerate, because if you don't regenerate the organs, you can't live long. Lifespan, longevity depends on health span. Health span depends a lot on your brain and your organs. You must have good brain as you age. But please understand, after 40, you're losing 10,000 neurons a day. 66 of your brain cells and transcription factors of your brain start to go down at 20, while the frontal lobe is only fully developed by the age of 24. So how can you say you will have good brain when you're moving to 60 and 70? It's difficult, because the timeline for the brain is also at 70. So is it important to supplement yourself with good brains, stem cells, or peptides? The answer is yes. Okay. So this is my background. We have been doing a lot. This is our center in Malaysia. Okay, you'll be surprised. Malaysia is a Commonwealth country. For those of you who do not know where is Malaysia, it's next to Singapore and Bangkok, Thailand. We're next in between. We're all neighbors. Okay, they're all English educated. We are ruled by British for many years. Okay, so these are some of my masters I mentioned to you earlier. Okay, I've been trained by all of them. Okay, I have written 50 over medical and scientific textbooks. All the books you see there, these are all the books where I'm an author or a co-author. Yes, they come in 8 languages of the world. Some of them, we will try to make some into Spanish later on. I need to work with you very closely. We want to push this to the next level. This will cut the cost of maintaining your patient. For example, a kidney patient, she will rely on dialysis all his life. But if we can stop the dialysis, or we can prevent from him getting dialysis, you're doing a good job, and we're helping the government to cut millions or trillions of dollars. So these are some of the publications we did. I work very closely with University of California in Irvine. Okay, I work very closely with MIT. I work very closely with Heidelberg University. I work very closely with Japanese and the Chinese. So we work around the world. We would like to work very closely with you, with your university, and with all of you here too. We like all of you to join us in the research. All of you to join us, because you will enjoy the research when you see good results, you know. So this is what we have been doing all the time. We are still funding Heidelberg University in millions in euro. I'm a very simple man. I did make multi-million in my life, but I don't have the money. I did make multi-million for my company in US dollars, but I only have a basic salary because I never declared a single dividend in my life. So I only have a basic salary like any other employees. So this is what we do with Heidelberg. We are still very close with Heidelberg, continuing my tradition of 40 years with Heidelberg with my master. This is currently the head of stem cell research in Heidelberg. He's very close to me. His name is Thomas Kutela. We are the people who work with iPSC with the Japanese in the early days with Heidelberg University. We have been doing all the xenografts. We do the human, we do the animal, we do the exosomes. You name it, we do everything. We do even the plant, like I say. Okay. So these are some of the publications we have done. We have done 50 of them. They're all published in UK. All the books are published, you see, are all published in UK. So these are all, some are medical textbooks, and these are some of the new books we have. This is one of the latest books on animal, stem cells on animal, the world's first stem cell book on animal. But the world's first stem cell book for human was also coming from us in 2006, published in USA, but it has been obsolete by now. So we came out with a new book, and this is a very popular book. This is called the Bible in Japan. It's a very popular book on stem cells, one of the most sellable books in Amazon. It comes in 8 languages. Okay, this is my personal journey of 40 years. All these are published in 2004. This is a medical hand textbook for anti-aging medicine. It's written by 40 professors, some of the top scientists in Europe. And this is the recent one, which is only out a week ago on longevity medicine. We are talking about 40 professors, clinicians, which are belonging to the association. We are talking about all the top scientists of the world. It doesn't matter they're Russian or Ukrainian or Japanese or Chinese or South Americans. It's borderless, okay? Medicine is borderless and science. So we have done we have went to more than 80 countries doing training. So I told you I came to South America before. That was in Colombia in 2007, but before that I was in Mexico. I've been to Mexico a couple of times, okay? I've been to Mexico more than 20 times, okay? So these are some of the things I contribute. I appear in 30 front covers, 30 of them. I do not pay money for front covers. I was also in Fortune magazine for the first time in Fortune history on stem cells. And there's so many other things. We have won a lot of awards for innovation, a lot in stem cell research and peptides. So these are some of the news we have in stem cells on Alzheimer and Parkinson too, and regenerative medicine, which was featured in the NASDAQ. It was featured 2 times in NASDAQ. One was last year and one was this year, okay? You can see all this information in the website. I mean, you can Google the website, you see a lot of information. And my latest years was spent in MIT. Clark Colton is MIT youngest professor at 27 at MIT, and he's today MIT oldest professor. He's been involved in stem cell for many years. So he's also one of the good mentors, okay? I deal very much with the Chinese government. I told you I was involved in military hospital of China because the military do everything, okay? So that was my years of experience. I am a senator by the German Foreign Trade, recognized by the German as one of the top stem cell experts from Germany because of my years in Germany. Okay, this is with the Chinese government with the Germans. The Chinese government with the German, where I was introduced to the German as an expert in stem cell for China, because Chinese look for Germany for the top expert in stem cells. So I went with my German chairman. I was sitting beside him, but I looked like a Chinese, so they thought I was a Chinese translator. They didn't know I was the stem cell expert until the chairman introduced. Okay, this was with the university. I have a lot of time with a lot of Nobel Prize laureates. Okay, I learned from every one of them too. So this is one of our center in Malaysia, and the chief ruler, the UAE ruler sent his chief advisor, who is a scientist, to grace the event. I was just back from UAE. I work very closely with the UAE government, okay, in stem cell research. So these are some of our centers around the world. I will invite one of you, one of these days you're free, drop by in one of the centers around whenever you are, okay? So there are centers all over the world. I used to say longevity or lifespan depends on health span. So the health span is important. That means your quality life. And we all also know the quality life of all of us is around 70 to 75. Then you start to deteriorate. So it's important to have good brains. It's important not to have so much inflammation in your body. It's important that you enjoy life. That means you must still have the mitochondrial and the cells, younger cells in your body. When I say I'm 63, I did a glycan test. I checked my biological age. That means the age of all my organs. The average age of all my organs, it turned out to be I'm 46. So we look at your biological age. We don't look at your chronological age. Your chronological age is the age you're born. So your biological age is important. You must check your biological age. One of the ways to check your biological age will be to take the protein from your cells. You can do a glycan test with 𝐂𝐤𝐤 body. By taking 5 drops of blood, we can check your protein age. That is the accurate age of your body, okay, or your cells. So we know about the hallmark of aging. There are many types of hallmarks of aging. We all know that, okay, many causes. But the main causes will still be the stem cells. Because without the stem cells, you can't live. You will not be sitting down here if you don't have stem cells in any of your 78 organs. None of your organs will be working if you don't have the stem cells, okay? So very important. So some of you were asking me just now, what about lengthening of the telomere? Of course, if you make yourself younger, you will have some extension of your telomere. Again, the extension of division of cells is normally around 40. If we can extend the division of cells to 60 instead of 40, you live longer too. So everyone is talking about living longer, especially in America. Everyone is saying we want to live to 120 and beyond. We can even live to 150. Is it easy to live? Look around all of us here. Do you have many of us who live to 120 here? No. Why? Because all the organs have a lifespan. For example, your eyes start to age at 40. Your heart starts to age at 40. Your heart by the age of 70 is only half a function of a 30-year-old. You lose your muscles. You lose your bone at 30. You lose your hair at 30. You lose your fertility at 35. You lose 1 to 2% of your hormones at 40. You're losing hormones as you age, okay? So menopause and andropause set into. And again, your pancreas, your kidney, your stomach, your intestinal mucosal lining, all of them start to age at 50 to 55. So which organ lasts then? If the organ don't last, how are you going to live? The organs, the strongest organ is always your liver. It's 75 because it can regenerate. The rest of the organ don't regenerate very much. So we did one of the world early publication in regenerate of the kidney. We did regenerate the kidney. It was one of the world first publication with my name. And we did something here in Ecuador where I treated Dr. Michael McGuinness, who moved from stage 5, CKD EGFR, CKD5. He moved on to stage 3A. Until today, from 2018 until now, he's still off dialysis. Of course, he's been to Malaysia a few times for the stem cells, also to Germany. So you can do some reversal. As long as there are some tissues, as long as you can do some replacement. So there are some ways you can reverse aging. So in other words, can you become younger? The answer is yes. All of us can become younger. How much younger can you become? 6 to 16 years younger. You can become younger biologically. But again, can you stop aging? No, you can't stop aging. You will continue to age every day, every hour. Why? Because you're eating. Because when you eat, you also age. Because your organs have to work and all your organs have a lifespan. It's like sportsmen, they have been very active like footballers. Then when they're in their 40s and 50s, they have the cartilage problem, right? Because there's an overusage of certain storage. So it is important to understand. So this is what I did for Cambridge. This is something you must understand. Don't reach here. Okay, look at the amount of stem cells. from 1/10,000 live cells, you move on to 1/800,000. This is talking about a normal person who don't smoke or drink. If you smoke or drink, then you age faster. If you are a drinker, your brain starts to age 30% faster after 60 years old. Okay? So again, with the organs, this is something I want to tell you. This is important. You have 400 over different types of stem cells in your body. So it wasn't just one or two types of stem cells in your body. So if you are thinking that you are only using the mesenchymal cells or hematopoietic cells, which are multi-tissue cells or multipotent tissue cells, these are mainly for tissue repair. If you expect the hematopoietic cells, which you can use for leukemia or thalassemia for blood disorder, to become an eye, a retina, or a brainstem, or a hippocampus, no, you won't. Okay, because all the cells in your body have different molecules, different proteins, and different amino acids. This is very important. You have 400 over different types of stem cells and cells in all your sensory organs. Every cell has different molecules, different proteins, different amino acids. So don't use one type of stem cells to treat all kinds of diseases. It won't work that way. It has to be a A1 for A1, B6 for B6, Z10 for Z10. That means you are doing precision. It is important to be very precise because there's never one for everything in medicine. Never a therapy which works for all kinds of disease. No. So if I want to say I want to treat Parkinson patient, what is the problem with Parkinson patient? The tremors, the dopamine. The production of dopamine is gone. Which part of the brain produces dopamine? Substantia nigra. You give the substantia nigra. The patient will improve. When you want to talk about Alzheimer, it's a frontal lobe problem. That guy is 80 years old. He can remember something 70 years ago, but he can't remember something 20 minutes ago. You tell your name to him 10 times, he still cannot remember you because the attention span is gone. That is your short-term memory. So you need the frontal lobe for that. So that is how we treat, and you will treat it very good. South America has embraced cell therapy in the very early years. You have been exposed to German doctors who come here to South America and introduce you some lyophilized extract or some frozen cells or something like that. But technology has moved very, very fast. What you learned in the past, you have something, you like what you see. You look to the belief of organotherapy, which is what the German has been doing for many years. Organotherapy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, all right. So it is important. Organotherapy has been in South America for a long time. They believe in that. A heart for a heart, a kidney for a kidney, a liver for a liver. Now I'm going into something more than that. You look at your liver. Your liver is a dustbin. So that means to say there are 75 different types of cells in the liver, including mesenchymal cells. Okay? So in your liver, it's not just a filter, it's a dustbin. All the cells are surfaced in the liver, but there's only one type of cells in the liver which can do the regeneration of your liver, your hepatocyte. So we are going to isolate the hepatocyte and give you the hepatocyte to treat your patient. They will work wonderful result because we've been treating a lot of liver cancer patients too. We give liver peptides, hepatocyte peptides, okay? This can be done. Okay, diabetes type 2. Diabetes type 2 is an islets problem, islets of the Langerhans. In the pancreas, you have 13 different types of stem cells and cells. If you can give the islet cells, which are the alpha, beta, delta, and exocrine pancreas, from the pancreas taken away and give it to diabetic patient, you will see wonderful result. We have done a peer-reviewed journal publication. We have wrote 2 books on diabetes, type 1 and type 2. We have 8 publications with University of California and USA on type 1 diabetes, which is autoimmune. It's also difficult. Autoimmune is more difficult to treat. Okay? So what do you do with autoimmune? If you expect stem cells to cure autoimmune problem, the answer is no. You won't. You won't. You need another therapy. We call it active specific immunotherapy. That is something which I wrote in the book on immunology there. That will be another way. But autoimmune, like multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, they destroy your organ. So you must use the stem cells to treat the organ damaged by the autoimmune. You solved that problem, but you didn't solve the root of the problem. The root of the problem is the autoimmune problem. To solve the autoimmune problem, you have to use another therapy. We call it immunotherapy, where we do a lot with cancer patients, which is also autoimmune, or even with psoriasis or eczema. Now look at this chart, okay? Look at all the organs. They're all going down so fast that you don't even realize that you age so fast, okay? This is what I compiled from Nature magazine, Nature publication. I collected everything and I can send it to you. Look at your organs. Look at why your quality life goes down so fast. It didn't go straight, it goes acutely down because all the organs are aging. If you are 65, ask yourself how many teeth you still have with your mouth. You know that. And your teeth seems to be gone every now and then because all the organs are going down very fast. So it's important to understand that you must do the replacement, okay? Look at the organs. All the organs goes down and shrink, including the sex organs also will shrink as you age, okay? But there's only two organs which enlarge, which is your heart, which wasn't a good sign. And for the male, the extra organ will be the prostate. Can we shrink the prostate? Yes. Not with stem cells. If you give the stem cell, we enlarge the prostate. There's another way to shrink the prostate. We will use it in another way. That is another therapy I can come out with you. Okay, so there are many things we have to look into, and we are going with the principle of similia similibus curanto, which has been there for many years since the 15th century with Paracelsus, a Swiss physician, and then Samuel Hahnemann, a German doctor, introduced that again in the 18th century. Like treats like. An eye for an eye, a liver for a liver, a kidney for a kidney. But I went into something more precise here. I would like to say, I will give you a hepatocyte and not a liver for a liver. I will give you a cardiomyocyte for the heart and not the whole heart. I will give you the islet cells and instead of the pancreas for your diabetes type 1 and type 2. That is the way. You have macular degeneration, you have glaucoma for your patient. What is the right cells to give for them? Go into very specific. The retina, the optic nerve, the occipital lobe. Because your brain don't see, your eyes don't see. Your eyes see, your brain don't see, it don't see. So it's important to understand that, okay? So in other words, you are going to throw all the darts into the dartboard and you hit it all bullseye. You must hit bullseye, then you see good result. What is the reason why some of you have been treating the patient, you use the stem cells, you don't see the results and the patient is not happy and that makes you worried? It is because we didn't give the right type of stem cells or the right type of peptide. It is important to give the right type with the right protocols. It is important. So what I'm trying to say is, please do not do this. I give you the mesenchymal cells, I give you the hematopoietic cells, and it works for all kinds of disease. The answer is no. The right answer will be, I give you the mesenchymal cells, plus I give you the other type of cells, because your whole organ, you have a lot of organs here. Which organ from the pathological or lab work or blood test, I can see your organs, how healthy your organs from your blood test. So if you are diabetic, you are 75, you are aging, but at the same time you have Alzheimer, I will give you the frontal lobe, I give you the pituitary, I give you the whole brain, I give you the adrenals, I give you the testes. I also have to give you the thymus and the spleen for your immune system because you're going down too. Okay, what about the other organs? I give you the mesenchyme, but I also have to look into your other organs. You have a bone problem, I have to give you the bone. You have a cartilage problem, I add the cartilage. So along the way, what about your liver? Yes, I have to give you your liver because you need to do hormonal modulation with the liver. So if you add up all this again, you see, you're saying that my stamina is going down. What is good for your stamina? Your heart, your lungs. Your lungs start to age at 20. So I have to give you the lungs and the heart. So at the end of the day, how many stem cells I have to give you? How many organs? It could be 15 organs, it could be 16 organs. So you have to give all of them at one go, together with the mesenchyme. So what is better? One mesenchyme to treat all diseases, or one or 16 or 17 different types of cells for all your problems? Of course, all the 16, 17 will do different organs because they do homing. So that is the right way to treat. There's no overdosing. There's no overdosing if you're giving the respective organs, because every organs will home to their respective address. They don't go to one place, they go back to their own place, their home address, because I say every cell has different molecules, different amino acids, and different proteins. No cells are alike. That means to say the blueprint of all the cells are different. All cells have different blueprint, okay? So this is something I submitted for Cambridge and published last year. The whole world didn't show you this, neither did they show you this. They only show you 1, 2, 3 and this, okay? So all the understanding for physicians, if you talk after pluripotent, after the embryo, they turn into mesenchymal cells, or they turn into hematopoietic cells, or we call them the tissue cell, or we call it the multipotent cells. Please understand, there was another part which many of us didn't realize are the unipotent cells. These are the precursor of progenitor cells. If you Google PubMed, you'll see thousands of publications on progenitor cells. So this is where I introduce and tell you have lung, heart, liver, kidney, brain, everything is there. So which type of brain cells you need, every brain cells can be procured, okay? So this is where you go into very precise precision in medicine, and we call them unipotent cells. These are undifferentiated cells after organogenesis, where all the 78 organs has been formed, all the 400 all different cells has been formed. These are undifferentiated cells in their final stage of differentiation. Along one lineage, they will not turn backward. That means a hepatocyte will always be a hepatocyte. You don't expect a hepatocyte to move into a cardiomyocyte. It won't work that way at all. Okay? So that is the right way to move. That is important for you to understand. Okay? So along with the stem cells, you can give the cells, which is cheaper, or you can give the peptides, which are cheaper. The peptides can be 20 times cheaper than the stem cells. I will not say everyone can afford the stem cells. There's many people we have to treat as a physician. So you have to treat everyone. There are people who can't afford. Can you give them not the peptides? The answer is yes. So I just want to give you an idea that you have a Toyota, you have a Honda, you have a Mercedes S-Class, you have a Lamborghini. You're racing against time, you give the Lamborghini, you give the stem cells. You need to save his life. But if that guy is having a fatty liver, it don't take a lot of time, then you can give the Tata car, a cheaper version car, which will still deliver and go to the destination. So it depends on what you need. It is important, okay? So this is something, again, I put it up and you can take it up, okay? Now I told you I do animal, I do human, I do plant. I am not against anyone. The important thing for a physician or practitioner is to save life and enrich life. We do not take side. We are open to everything. We must be very open. We can even blend them together. You can plant peptides together with the animal stem cells, or animal stem cells with human, or human with plant. Everything can be done, but don't mix them together when you inject. Again, if someone would ask me, stem cells, which is the best way to administer to the body? Is it by IV? My answer is no. If you put stem cells by IV, they will be very diluted. And again, all will be trapped in the lungs. It will be good for COPD patients. It won't be good for other places because all are trapped in the lungs, more than 90%. The right way, when you want to talk about a strong dose of cells with the fragments of cells and they are opaque, when you look at the wire, it has to be deep intramuscular. That is the safest route. This has been doing in Germany or Switzerland for 180 years. Nothing new. It's been there 180 years. So it's important to be deep intramuscular. It's safer for the physician because we do not want anything to be trapped in the lungs. Okay? So it is important to understand you have the main therapy. If you can, give the stem cells because you need to save life. But you can come up with another support therapy. You give the peptides. I told you the peptides are 20% cheaper. So this is where, these are some of the sauce we do. We do the sheep, we do the rabbit. This is from USA. It's from FDA approved sauce. It has to come from FDA approved sauce. these are the human. Again, the human, we also have to check the source, okay? Because again, there's something I want to tell you. When you take stem cells from another human, okay, let's say allogenic, you are also transferring the autoimmune genes into your body. Please understand, when you take the cells from another host, another donor, the autoimmune genes go along with you. So we may also have a problem with autoimmune. You have to know of the donor. So again, we have the plant. That means we have the mushrooms. We also have the other plants, okay? So in the case of animals, it has to be specific pathogen-free. We are the only one in the world to introduce the word SPF. It comes from Charles River, and is a legal body in the world, okay, approved by US FDA. So there are so many other sources, okay. Now again, if I were to take the stem cells from my body, it won't be a good stem cells, because I told you I'm 63, and my body, let's say I'm biologically 46, I'm still 46. So if I take from my children, will it be better, or from my grandson? Yes. But what do you find from your grandson? You can only have two types of cells: hematopoietic cells and mesenchymal cells. Those are tissue cells. But I need to repair the brain. I need to repair the heart. I need to repair the kidney. I need to repair the liver. So how do I get those cells? I cannot kill a human for those cells. I cannot kill a human for his brain either. So for that reasons, you have to take from the animal source. You don't have other source, okay? The good part about animal is you have to understand. Heparin itself is from animal. It comes from pig. Insulin is from animal. Cerebral lysine, approved in Austria for 70 years, is from the pig's brain for Alzheimer. Sorry, speaking so much. So there's a lot of drugs approved by FDA on animals too, okay? You are taking animal meat all the time. So do not misunderstood that animals is not in our daily life. When you do stem cell culture in the lab, the media is called mouse serum and bovine serum. What does it tell you? The feeder cells is from animal, mouse or bovine. They are animal based, okay? Although you're doing human stem cells in the lab. So there's an animal element in all of us. This is something I like you to remember very well. Very important, this statement. In the feeder stage, after organogenesis, where all the 400 or different types of stem cells and cell has been formed, in the feeder stage, all these cells of all animals, including man, sitting on top of the animal kingdom, they are alike. I hope you remember this. In the feeder stage, all the 400 or different types of cells of all animals, including man, sitting on top of the animal kingdom, they are alike. The homology of the cells are the same. The structure of the cells are the same. The hepatocytes of a dog, cat, pig, human in the fetal stage are alike. There is no rejection, nothing. Rejection or antigenicity by the immune system comes in only when the baby is out from the mother, it sucks the milk of the mother, that's where the virus and bacteria enter, and there's a risk of antigenicity. So if someone were to tell you, you will have anaphylactic shock injecting the animal cells into someone, I tell you, we are injecting every day. While I'm talking to you, another clinic of mine is already injecting the cells all over the world. Nothing. Because all the organs in the fetal stage are totally clean. They are unused. All the organs are unused. Please understand that, okay? So there's a lot of things we have to understand. We want to delay aging. We want to do a reversal of aging. We don't want to age so fast. We want to steal time. We don't want to steal anything, but we must steal some time. Because we want to extend quality life. That means we want to extend health span, and that depends on lifespan. That will determine your lifespan, your longevity. Okay, now coming back to this, this is a wonderful book. Let me tell you, it's one of the most sellable books. The Japanese call it the Bible. The whole Japanese doctor call it the Bible. I only have 10 minutes left. Okay, now if you look into this, in this book, I show a number of different diseases and the different organs. So I talk about the different organs when you treat Alzheimer patient. You need the brain cortex, you need the frontal cortex, you need this, you need this. This is only for the brain. But along the way, he's aging. When you age, what do you need? You still need the whole brain. You still need the pituitary because your hormones is going down. You need the adrenals, you need the testes, you need the liver, you need the spleen, you need the heart. You need so many things as you age, okay? So you add all of them inside. So this is how I go into very specific. It's not us, all of us, okay? Our team, our medical team. So when we talk about Parkinson, again, we know into which part of the brain we need to give the stem cells. And we give that part. It works wonderfully well. I told you every month I'm down in USA treating Alzheimer and Parkinson patients. That means we have a lot of patients in this range, okay? Now, what about kidney? This is a very, very difficult case to treat when we talk about kidney, okay? And Ecuador has a special case because I treat Dr. Michael McGuinness here. Okay, he went to US Santiago. His wife went there for a presentation of us. He said, I've done all the kinds of stem cells for my husband on kidney. I spend millions, I don't see a result in USA. And might you say you can treat the kidney by going into specific? I say yes. I will go by treating the kidney because he has 10 stents in the heart, 1 PICC valve, and he has a stroke, and his eGFR was 9 when we treated him. And he was 10 months on dialysis. 10 months on dialysis 3 times a week is very difficult. I don't have confidence treating him at that time. So I give him the heart and the kidney peptides for 4 months. I say, if you see results, please text me. 4 months later, he said the cardiologist in Stanford Hospital say his heart is improving and regenerating. He is off dialysis. I say, please come to Germany. We treated him in Germany with the stem cells of the heart and the kidney cells. And after the next 3 times we treated him, the last was in March this year. He came to Malaysia. Since 2018 until now, he's off dialysis. So the eGFR went out from 9 to 21 to 31 to 45 to 54 at this moment. Okay, this is a true case. It's right in Ecuador. Okay, you can check with him. And of course, type 1 diabetes. Again, we have done 8 publications, I told you. Okay, it can be treated, give the islet cells, but they'll be monitored for life. It's not a one-time treatment. There's no one stem cells for the rest of your life, you become young forever. No, because you go down this way, I pull you up, you go constant, you start to go down again, I pull you again. I keep pulling you. So you drive a Lamborghini, and I press the brake 1 second, tap on the brake and re-tap on the accelerator. What happened? The car goes this way, stop for a while, it go again. You change the momentum of speed. We have to change the momentum of how we age. So you look around you, some of you, your friend is gone. They're disappeared, they're expired. And some of them looks younger than you. Why? Because every one of us have a different lifestyle. It's how we take care of ourselves. Okay, it's not just a genetic factor. You can play with this, okay, by giving the right full stem cells to do the regenerations. So type 2 diabetes is also a common problem for all of us here. The eye is coming in, the nerves are coming in, the kidney is coming in, the heart is coming. There's so many things because all the vessels are affected by diabetes. So obviously we have to do something here, right? There's no other choice. Again, the stroke. When I say stroke, I need to look at the MRI, which part of the brain. Look at the MRI, look at the neurologist report, give that part. I treated a patient a few months ago, we treated, okay? And he has a stroke. We give him that part of the brain, he recovered very well. And then he sent his niece, who is 34-year-old autistic lady. 34-year-old autistic lady to Malaysia. 34-year-old is a woman, you know, and we treated her at 34. She improved so much. That is our oldest autistic patient. In USA, our oldest patient is 28. We treat a lot of autistic children too, let me tell you. After this trip on October 18, we have in Florida autistic child of 24 too, okay? So there are solutions. Heart, you must give the cardiomyoblast or the cardiomyocytes. You must give the stem cell or the cardiomyocyte or cardiomyoblast. We work with a lot of cardiologists. I work with a lot in India. All the top cardiologists in India were saying that, Mike, I give the mesenchymal cells. I do not see results. Even with open heart surgery, I put the mesenchymal cells there. Some I see good results. Some, most of the time, I don't see results. You know what is my answer? I told them, the mesenchymal cells are tissue cells. They will go to the membrane of the heart cells, the membrane, and they will do the stimulation. It's like you at old cells, you don't move, and young cells will move. So you shake the membrane, it vibrates, but you didn't go into the nucleus. You must do a regeneration with the nucleus, and that means you must give the cardiomyocyte with the mesenchymal cells. Give the mesenchymal cells to stimulate any organs, but no homing. Homing must have the right type of cells. That means you must have the same molecules, amino acids, and the protein. Okay, this is important. The homing effect has been proven by Professor Nobel Prize laureate Gunther in 1999. And 90 years ago, before this, there was another professor, Halsted, has introduced in Germany. They are homing effect. So it wasn't something which is created new. I'm not telling you something new. I'm just learning from the masters. So we wrote a book on multiple sclerosis. It is autoimmune. It's quite untreatable, and we have a book on this there. And this is where we target every organ. Again, we have to use other therapy to stop the root. Okay, treat the root and not the symptoms. This comes from the wife of the right-hand man of Nelson Mandela. He's a professor, he's a politician, he has glaucoma, the husband is blind. The husband is blind with one eye and he has 20% with the other vision. He only has one color, gray color. He don't see anything. He can see some blur image. After the stem cell of the retina, optic nerve and occipital lobe, he starts to see the eyes of his grandson when it's near. And the second treatment we did 2 months ago, he can see afar the eye of a person. This is incredible. No one will believe what we are doing. And this is a real story. And he's a right man of Nelson Mandela until today. Nelson Mandela has passed away. He's a politician, he's a professor in a university. His name is Dr. Sidney. He is in the testimonial, you can see. Okay, so we have many testimonials. We don't ask money for testimonial because we can't. In Europe, you can't ask for testimonial. But if the patient put it for you, it's fine. Okay, so the good part is that I have also done on a lady who is 44 years old. She's 44, a mother of two. She's from MIT, my colleague. What happened is that I moved her to 33 with the peptides. I moved her further down to 22. No one believed that she can become so young. But we are looking at the biological age and the protein age. You can't cheat on that because it's not done by us. So this is Michael, okay? Michael is in Manta today, okay? So this was Michael before when I met him, 2018. I told you 10 stents in the heart, 1 fixed valve, and 10 months on dialysis 3 times a week. Who would believe he become like this? And he's off dialysis until today. Off, no dialysis, okay? Of course, do we need to maintain his heart and kidney? Yes, for life we have to maintain. We give him the peptides. And what about the stem cells? Yes, it's good for him to come every year, if he can afford it. If he can't afford it, then we have to move it to 1.5 years or 2 years. So this is how we maintain him. This is the wife. Unfortunately, the wife died of stroke during COVID instead, who is a doctor, Jurina, who believed in me very much. And I met him again. I did it in Malaysia for him. I went on to do it again. And then I did it on him again in March 2024, okay, together with my colleague, Professor Dr. Dimitri Kloko. This is American patient, type 2 diabetes, has been there, okay. There's so many. This is a liver cancer. This is a liver cancer treated in Florida, okay. He was on chemo and radiotherapy. He went on and survived with off cancer. So there's a lot of things. This is another guy waiting to die, sent home by one of the top cancer centers of the world in USA, in Orange County, okay. He was sent home to die. There's a video there. You can you look at the video and what he said. He could die anytime. None of my doctors wanted to treat him at that time. My own doctors do not want to treat him. We went on and treated him and he recovered wonderfully well. His kidney is totally gone. He was ready for transplant. And now the doctor say no need transplant, nothing needed. is normalized, you know. So we give him the liver peptides. Okay. So there's a lot of things here, okay. So again, this is coming from the Australian government. I treat a number of Australian. This is cerebral palsy. The girl has to be with the mother, and she was on crutches and hold on by the mother, and she removed fertility. There's so many, and there's so many testimonials. Okay. In terms of immunotherapy, these are some of the treatments for immunotherapy. We have to take the Buffy code from you, which is the DNA of your immune system. Your immune system is right with your Buffy code. We take it, we're going to reboot your immune system. When you have an autoimmune problem, it was overreactive. So we have to reboot. So we do that, and it has been patented and it has been done in Germany. These are some of the patients we treat, all the breast cancer, all kinds of cancer, because we treat a lot of cancer patients. So there are many other developments, I would say that. So if you have any information, please text me, okay? This is my WhatsApp. My job is to answer all the technical questions. You can ask me any question. Of course, I also do aesthetics. If someone say, can you grow my hair? I say yes. Can I grow your eyebrow? Yes. Can I grow your eyelash? Yes. You don't need tattoo. Do you need to do hair transplant? No. No hair transplant. Your hair will grow automatically. Okay? Just need a bit of time, and it's not expensive. You can do it yourself 2 to 3 times a week for 10 minutes. That's all. Okay? You can. Because I'm losing hair myself. I'm losing 100 strength of hair myself every day when I shower. But I still grow hair. So you grow hair, you lose hair, it's fine. But you don't grow hair, you lose hair, then you will be problem. Okay? So just text me anything. I'm ready to answer all your questions. Okay? There are so many other PowerPoints. You can ask me any disease, I can give you a PowerPoint. Okay? Any disease, I can do a PowerPoint on that. Alright? Okay. I hope you like the lecture, and thank you so much. Okay, another thing I want to answer. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
La primera fase de esta jornada, llamamos al uso de diagrama, como pueden ver con las luces y también con la pantalla. Luego de esto,
and I have to thank Dr. Lama for giving me. It's an honor to be invited here. It's wonderful to be here. And thank you so much for your precious time. I know your time is very precious. But our job is to enrich and save life. Go with the right protocols and you will work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lama. Thank you. Thank you. Wow.
I'm going to read it for you.
Okay.
Yes. El Hospital de Especialidades de la Ciudad de Guayaquil, en reconocimiento al profesor Dato 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐧 por su destacada contribución a la ciencia de la medicina regenerativa, cuyo compromiso y liderazgo han inspirado a generaciones de profesionales de salud de todo el mundo. Agradecemos su visita y honramos su labor incansable en favor de la innovación médica. Guayaquil,
I have to learn Spanish. I have to learn Spanish. Okay? Okay. And doctor, this is a special book. It is the Bible in Japan. Everyone loves this book. It's my honor to give it to you. I have autographed in your name. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Yes, and thank you. Let's take a picture.
Let's take a picture. Before,
Maybe this one. You show. Okay.
Before and after.